So you're thinking about buying your first home here in Frederick, Maryland. In this video, we're gonna go over some of the top tips you should be considering before purchasing your first home. Alright guys, if this is your first time checking out the channel, my name is Ricardo Diaz, a real estate agent here in Frederick, Maryland, part of the TGP Homes team, top 3 team in the entire DMV. And on this channel, we go over all things Frederick, from eating, sleeping, playing, the pros, the cons, the good, and the bad. All that stuff you can check out on this channel right here. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe if you already haven't. So first things first, one thing that you should consider before purchasing your first home is some of the repairs and maintenance that you should be putting money aside for those rainy day scenarios. Now we always tell clients to save at least $1,000 before purchasing their first home, just so that way you can move into that house, and if anything were to arise, say like a washer machine goes bad, or worst case, a roof leaks, what have it, you have something to go ahead and fall back on as well. Now, if you are purchasing a home with some older appliances, one thing that we always highly recommend to first-time home buyers is to looking into home warranty scenarios. So with a home warranty, what you're doing is you're paying upfront a couple $100. The price will vary depending on the company that you go through. And the nice thing is that they will go ahead and repair any of the major appliances that were to go wrong in your house for up to 1 year, or however long the term is that you decide to go ahead and purchase. Now, in some cases, depending on which company you go with, if they have to send a technician out there so many times, some cases they will go ahead and either replace that system entirely for you. Now, make sure you do some due diligence when researching the home warranties, because there are some companies that are out there that are better than others. That's going to take us into tip number 2, which is going to be property taxes. Now, one thing you should know in Frederick is that the property taxes are going to vary depending on where you're looking. The major thing that we have here is we have city tax, and we also have county tax as well. And depending on where in Frederick you're looking to purchase is dependent on how much you're going to be spending in property tax in general. So one easy example to use to identify some of the different tax areas is if you take a look at the map, and on the map you'll notice how you have 70 and you also have 15 as well. So if you are staying to the north of 70 and to the east of 15, chances are you are going to be paying city taxes as well as county taxes. Now, if we're staying to the south of 70 and to the west of 15, chances are you're only going to be paying county tax. One quick tip when taking a look at some of the properties in Frederick, if you're taking a look in the older Clover Hill 1 and 2 neighborhoods in Frederick, those actually are 2 neighborhoods that pay county tax, when yet the newer neighborhoods around it pay city tax. Reason being is because those houses aren't on public water and sewer. And then also to know as well, one hack that you should know is that basically all of Boundary Creek, you're paying county tax. It is to the south of 70. You feel like you're in the city, you're around all the major big box stores, and you're paying half the taxes as some of the people who pay city tax, me included. And then also to another area to take a look at if you're wanting to dodge the amount of property taxes that you're having to pay is also going to be taking a look at the Jefferson Technology Park. Now in Maryland, all of your property taxes are part of your mortgage payment, so they are put into escrow with your mortgage payment every single month, and then withdrawn twice a year. And you will get a bill from the city of Frederick just to let you know if your escrow account is up to date. Now, once you close on your home, one thing you should know about property taxes is that in the state of Maryland, you can apply for the Maryland Homestead Tax Credit. And what that's going to go ahead and do is it's going to allow you to claim that property as your homestead, and it will keep drastic tax assessments from increasing your property tax year over year on an average no more than 10% per year. Take a look here, you'll see on average where each town in Frederick stands for how much they're going to go ahead and protect you on average year over year from increases. As you can see, county-wide, it's about 5%. So your property tax, if you apply for the homestead tax credit, will not increase more than 5% year over year as long as you have it claimed as your homestead. Tip number 3 is going to take us into going ahead and researching. Easiest way to do that is go ahead, click subscribe, watch all of our videos. Just kidding. Feel free to go ahead and take a look at them. Again, we cover all things Frederick, but also to making sure you're taking a look at all of the different areas in Frederick that there are to explore. Now, one thing you should know is that some of the different neighborhoods and areas in Frederick have different nuances to them. For example, Lake Linganore has like $1,000 capital contribution fee. We kind of jokingly refer to it as the Welcome to Lake Linganore Association. And then, there's other areas where you might have what we call a CDA or a front foot bill, different things like that. For more information on some of those specific neighborhoods, be sure to go ahead, just give us a call or shoot us a text. Another thing you should know about research before you hop on some of the major sites like Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, so on and so forth, go ahead, give us a call so we can kind of sit down and get you guys set up on a plan. In my experience, when buyers come to me and they've already started shopping online and they haven't gone through all of the steps, such as like getting pre-qualified, getting that, verifying funds, so on and so forth. A lot of times they fall in love with houses on Zillow before they actually have all their ducks in a row to go ahead and purchase that property. And typically speaking, sometimes it can be too late because by the time you're seeing a house on those major sites, they've already been on the market from anywhere from 48 to 72 hours, because that's how long it takes for those sites to pull from our MLS, which is what we use as real estate agents to view properties. So a lot of times I find if we don't take the proper steps in research in place, a lot of the times we can be too late to the game on that one. Tip number 4 is going to be saving for your down payment. Now, in Maryland, we have everything from 0% up to 20%. 0% if you're USDA financing or you're going to be using your VA benefit, and then all the way from 3.5% to about 20% if you're looking to do FHA at 3.5%, or 20% down if you're looking to do conventional. Now, there are different areas as well that my lenders can work with you where you can do 5% down conventional and 10% down conventional, and then also still not have to pay a PMI. For more information on those programs, just be sure to go ahead and give us a call. Another thing to keep in mind as well is that in Maryland, you will be paying roughly 3% of the purchase price in closing costs. Now, depending on the situation, there are some instances where we may be able to get a seller concession. Just keep that in mind when budgeting comfortably, about 3% closing costs on top of whatever loan program that you and the lender decide work best for you given your situation. That's going to take us into tip number 5. Now, tip number 5 is going to go ahead and be getting pre-qualified. Now, typically speaking, when most people reach out to me, they aren't pre-qualified, and the pre-qualification almost feels like a dreaded step in the entire process. I can assure you it is probably one of the most easiest things to get out of the way. Basically, all it is the check of credit and income with the lender to determine your price point, to verify what your monthly payment's going to be, and then also the price point that you can go ahead and shop in. Once we get this done and out of the way, it can be done in as little as 24 hours or as quickly as you can provide my lender your documents. But once we get this done, this is essentially your license to shop. We will need to submit what we call a pre-approval along with our offer in order for your offer to get accepted on any of the homes that you decide to buy. Now, another thing that you should know about when it comes to some of the different lenders in the area is that typically speaking, listing agents tend to prefer to work with local lenders. Reason being, local lenders are easy to get a hold of. They're familiar with some of the different state laws. I can tell you one instance we had about 2 years ago. We had a client who was insistent on using a major bank who wasn't based in the area. They were in North Carolina. They didn't know any of the laws, and when we were in the 9th hour, it turned out that that lender wasn't able to issue a pre-approval just because they weren't familiar that, in that particular part of Maryland, he needed a jumbo loan in order to go ahead and get the house that he wanted, just due to their conforming loan limits. Now, this was something that my local lender was easily able to overcome, but it was one of those things where in the 9th hour, our offer is being considered, and his lender basically told him like, hey, I can't do a loan for you. So that's another thing to just be cautious about. Not to name any names, but you'll see their icons kind of pop up here in the space. For more information on those local lenders, be sure to go ahead and give me a call. And that's going to take us in tip number 6, which is going to be go ahead and call us. One thing you should know that me and my team, we're actually the top team here in the DMV. We are number 3 when it comes to volume, number 1 in units. So nobody else in the state of Maryland is selling as much real estate as we are, and we are doing this on an everyday basis, and we absolutely love it. We constantly have people reaching out day and night just like you who are looking to move to the area. So if you're looking to move, eat, sleep, work here, play here, you name it, if you want to be in the Frederick, Maryland area, you need to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to get in touch, smoke signal if you'd like to. We'd love to help you out. Thanks for watching, and take care.